Now. The other peered into the dark, still and disappointed. Or what? You gonna shoot me? If I have to. For this or for something else? What are you talking about? I saw you and Aggie before we set out. He let that register, then added, I was coming to say my goodbyes to her. The other man hesitated. Well, I'm sorry, truly. I wouldn't draw on you for that. You sure? I'm sure of this. I'd rather have you dead here than go back and get caught. They will cut you up for what they need to know. Even if they did, I couldn't tell them much thanks to you. Some kind of war's being fought, only I don't know what that means. The other man said nothing, but his stance was defiant. The rebellious rider's mind was churning things fast. Something was not right. His behavior back at the camp, their urgent departure, he would say fearful if he did not know his companion better. You could have killed them back in Ensenada, too, the stubborn rider went on. But that rider showed up. Who was he? God damn it, there's no time. You coming or staying? Last chance. The man on the spot did not move. His hand was a few inches from the sheath strapped to his hip. It held his second Bowie knife. He had left the other one in a tree about a half-inch from a man's cheek, close enough to make him talk without inhibiting his ability to do so. He would not be able to reach the remaining knife in time, not if the other man meant what he said. And the idea of drawing on his old comrade in arms tasted bad inside his cheeks. Both horses complained simultaneously. The hot night air was picking up, and there were unfamiliar sounds in the night, on the ground and in the skies. You haven't even told me why we're here, protested the man with the Bowie knife. Look, keeping secrets wasn't my choice. Those were orders. The other man considered that, then shook his head. Then this is my choice. Kill me if you want, but I run 2 fights. I don't run from them. And that was the last thing he said before the second man's arm moved and the gun swung, and the man who was struck swore as he fell. Chapter 1. Damn you. Damn. Those were the last words he remembered. They were the only words he remembered. The man came to lying on his chest, knowing nothing more except that he was alive. That much was plain anyway. It was not memory. As he became dimly aware of his surroundings, and the thick black night in his head became too bright day, he realized he did not actually remember anything more than those words. He did try to answer the involuntary first question, where am I? He knit his forehead. As his mind struggled to get its footing, he found himself wondering, what am I doing here? The question was brusquely shoved aside by a hard, angry pulsing throughout the entirety of his skull. He asked himself, have I been drinking? He did not know. Like the sweat that permeated his skin, some insistent and rational piece of him pushed to the fore, one puzzle at a time. The man opened his eyes to slits and fought through the pain in his head to have a think about what he did know. It was day. He saw a blurry yellow-white ahead of him, felt the sun on his back and left cheek, on the backs of his bare arms. He was aware of grit along the outsides of his gums, and his head hurt worse for the effort of just letting in the light. He knew that, too. The man's face was lying on its right cheek. When he found the strength to inhale deeply, he also found that there was sand in his nose. His nostrils were partly lying in it. He made a valiant attempt to snort out the grit, mostly succeeding after 3 tries. Then he tried to raise his face. The sand clung like pepper on a fish. That was no concern. What was, the instant he moved, the right side of his head kicked as though there was a bronch in his skull trying hard and regular to get out. The man dropped back into the hot, dry sand. His consciousness returned more fully. He realized that his back burned. His chest did, too, because the hot sand clung there, too, stuck in every pore from his...